everyone, welcome to our channel Ray. Today I am going to talk about one of the common complaints from parents, that is, my child doesn't listen to me. My child doesn't follow my suggestions. Why they don't respond to my suggestions? I keep telling them to do it in some way and they never listen to me. Why? Well, this kind of suggestions or comments might be annoying, or this might be pointing at some of their mistake, which is also called nagging. And nagging never helps to fix a behavior. So let's understand why nagging doesn't help to fix kids' behavior. Number 1, nagging is persistently annoying or finding fault with someone, and it is negative. It's negative and kids fight or flight. Punishments or negative consequences are less effective unless they are not that threatful to the life, and we can't give such a threatful experience to our kids. So what we can always use reinforcement. If you want to know more about reinforcement, you can watch my previous video on reinforcement. So punishment is never going to help because it is negative. When some negative things are coming to us, we usually respond to that negative things, either flight, that means we just escape or run away from such things, or we keep fight with such incidents. So this is a basic instinct with humans, and we need to understand at times we keep these negative emotions with children and they might flight or fight with such situations, so using nagging is not a good option. Number 2, habituation. So in the first incident or first few incidents, you keep nagging or you keep complaining or you keep giving suggestions or giving them negative feedback would have helped to fix their situation in 1 or 2, because talking is so easy. It would have been done by any parent and it would have worked at some point. But when they get used to that, when they get habituated to that, they can just sit in front of you, they can just hear what you keep nagging about, and then they can even they can actually sit in front of you and nothing might have going to their brain itself. So be careful, you don't keep giving suggestions. Don't focus on negative or about children all the time, because once they get habituated with such situations, they get used to such comments, they might not listen to you at all. It might be they think like, yeah, this happens every day. Nagging highlights child's incompetence. So every time you complained on something, we all uses others' threats, lack of capacities. We might be doing this unknowingly, but we are actually piercing on self-image of the child. It is evident that self-bias will always nullify such comments, meaning we all do have a bias towards ourselves. We all protect our own self first. So that is called self-bias. We have a bias towards ourselves. And when somebody keep talking negative about us, we tend to protect our own self, saying that, okay, this all things are untrue. And so all that time, if you are piercing on children's negativity, you might be pointing at their lack of capacities or their weaknesses. They would be thinking like, okay, this person is just saying about my negatives and that is not me. Number 4, children associate parents with negativity. Every time you are an unstoppable complaining machine, children start associate you with negativity. They're less likely to spend time with you, they're less likely to listen to you. They just feels like, okay, you open your mouth to complain about them. So nagging is not going to help children to fix their behavior. Number 5, nagging pokes the person, not the action. Oftentimes, we tell children that, oh, you always do like so, you behave this way all the time, you are always lazy, or we always point about their character, their personality. We are not focusing on their action, which we would like to correct. So, this is very important, and it is possible that children might take it personally than correcting their particular behavior. So, how can we help the children without giving them idea about their mistakes, without telling them how they went wrong, what are the things they should be focusing, and without tiring their self-image, and without breaking the relationship with the children? How can we help the children? We can definitely talk about their mistakes or their needs to be worked on, but before that, build enough confidence with their positives. Give a lot of comments about their positive things. Focus on their positive parts. Let them feel let them feel proud about themselves. Let them feel they are good at some part of the things before giving comments about their needs. And yes, we can always set the rules for them. We can set the rules, but don't overdo that. Often parents also uses a negative tone whenever they give a feedback to the children, and they also make an irritated face. But instead of that, we can talk to the children, make them sit comfortably. Instead of shouting at them on a random action, ask them to sit with you, talk to them, and talk about their things about life, and talk about their positive parts, and slowly bring their negative feedbacks or feedbacks you can bring to the children slowly, and make it a positive way. Because feedback is a thing that the child is going to work on. It is never a negative thing. So presentation of the feedback is also important, to be kept as a positive thing. Keep it as a goal than focusing that as a mistake. Even if it is a mistake, take it as a goal of correcting that in the future. So presentation matters. And another point is that many times, as children grow up, parents often forgot to reduce their control on the children. Yes, as they are dependent on you as small babies, you would have more control on their life. But as they grow up, you would have to release your control on the children. It is a difficult process, but you have to treat them more like an adult as they grow up. That's all about today's video. Before going, remember, the only things kids wear out faster than their shoes is their parents.